I was posting videos, and nothing was happening. No views. No clicks. No growth. And after a while, that starts to get to you. Because it doesn't make sense. You're putting in the time. You're trying to improve. You're doing what everyone says to do. But nothing changes. And the worst part is, you don't know why. So you start guessing. Maybe it's the editing. Maybe the videos aren't good enough. Maybe the niche is too competitive. So you try to fix everything. You change your style. You tweak your videos. You put in more effort. But the result stays exactly the same. Nothing moves. And that's when I realized I needed to stop guessing. Because changing everything at once doesn't actually teach you anything. So I decided to do something different. I ran a simple test. I changed one thing. Not everything. Just one. Because if you change everything, you never know what actually worked. So I kept everything the same. Same style. Same process. Same way of editing. Same voice. And I only changed this. The idea. Because before, I was making videos that made sense to me, they were clear. They were structured. They were good, but I wasn't asking the right question. I wasn't asking, would anyone actually click this? And when I started asking that honestly, everything changed. Because most of the time, the answer was no, not because the video was bad, but because it didn't stand out. It didn't create curiosity. It didn't interrupt anything. And that's when it clicked. People don't click good videos. They click interesting ones. So I stopped focusing on making things better and started focusing on making things harder to ignore. And that's a completely different mindset. Because now, you're not thinking like a creator. You're thinking like someone scrolling. And when you scroll YouTube, you don't care about effort. You don't care about structure. You don't care how long someone spent editing. You care about one thing. Does this grab my attention? And if it doesn't, you move on instantly. That's the reality. So I started building my videos differently. Not from the content. From the idea. Something that creates a question. Something that feels slightly different. Something that makes someone pause. Because if you can get that moment, you have a chance. Before, I was doing it backwards. Making the video first, then trying to make it interesting after. And that doesn't work. Because if the idea is weak, nothing can save it. Not editing. Not quality. Not effort. Nothing. And once I understood that, it actually made things simpler. Because now, I didn't have to improve everything. I just had to improve one thing. The idea. And when the idea is strong, everything else becomes easier. The title becomes obvious. The thumbnail becomes clearer. The video becomes easier to structure. Because it all comes from the same place. Before, everything felt disconnected. Now it all works together. And that's the shift I tested. Not more effort. Not better editing. Just a better idea. And it sounds simple, but it changes everything. Because now, your video has a reason to exist. It has a reason to be clicked. And that's where everything starts. Because without the click, nothing else matters.